Hello, 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 Valtopia. Hey, honey. What kind of music do we want today? Let's have some jazz in the background for today's stream. And if you're watching, say hello. And if you're watching the playback, say I'm watching the playback. And share the stream and like my business page and join me up. We're about to do some readings. Royalty-free jazz. We'll put some music on and we'll share this around. And we are going to talk today about these cosmic transits that are bringing up some deeply hidden allegiances you may have to things you don't want to be in allegiance to anymore. Are you feeling it? Talk to me. Say hello. Say good morning. What's going on? It's the beginning of my day. It's 8 o'clock here. I haven't really done anything. I'm going to be with my kids today, and so I thought, well, let me do my stream and do this good reading and begin the day that way. So let's see, let's find some jazzy jazz here. And tell me if you're here. I'm not seeing any comments. Let's see. And let me share this around. And so yesterday, I think in the night, for my nighttime yesterday morning, there was a shift, and I felt it at 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I was like, ooh. And I cried a lot yesterday, and the tears are illuminating because they're showing places where stuff that was just I was so used to, and I had really thought I had shifted my energy around it, and then my story was being released yesterday. It was like, wow, this is clearly, and I talked to several people. It was like, stuff that you think you've already moved through, and it's coming up. And I know I always say the same, it sounds like I'm saying the same thing in some ways, but this time there's deeply buried awareness that's coming to the surface, and a lot of people might be feeling like, oh, I don't want to think about that, or I've already been through that. But listen, use the weather, to help you go deeper into yourself, and don't avoid this opportunity to feel things that you've been avoiding. That's why it feels so powerful in this cosmic weather. It's designed to have you feel this thing so that you can change the thing, right? So tell me if you've been feeling the weather and what's coming up for you. And we're going to do a little reading here for this week to help us benefit from the weather the best that we can. So I'm sharing that to Valtopia, my free group, and let me share it to my page, and then we could get started officially. Sharing to, ooh, we have 880 members. That means we're going to be at 888 soon. We were at 888 a long time ago, and then things shifted. All right, so let's see. I'm sharing to my page. Join us live. All right. Okay, I'm here, and everybody's shared everywhere, and we are good. You know what I'm gonna do? I should put this live stream on. Everybody's commenting on my posts. They're like pulling up cards. All right, so here's what we want to talk about. We have a lot of planets that go retrograde, and then we have the eclipse happening too. And so let me share this into Valtopia Celebrate, and that will help too. And so these different transits have allowed us to they elicit, they evoke, they bring up different parts of us that maybe through life experience, and through training, through programming, we've learned to suppress or play smaller. I don't really like that expression, but it is so true. We dim our shine to make others feel better, and to avoid going deeper into our own leadership, into our own expression, into our own power to really be what we're born to be. And there's this, I always call it like this electric fence around us of impossibility that we sense, And that's what's getting shown to us right now, that invisible sense of limitation that we don't consciously know, but we buy into, and we have allegiance to, and we actually conform to unknowingly. It's being shown to us right now. So it might be being shown to you in the form of, it might feel really painful, or the feeling of intolerability of these things is really being shown to us. So don't numb out, don't run away from it. If your PTSD is getting kicked up, whether you're having a fight or flight or a freeze response, find somebody to talk to, or move through the energy, move your body, move your arms, stretch. Let the energy move through you. Let it illuminate for you where you've forgotten parts of yourself, and where you're actually been tolerating what you don't want to tolerate, right? So let me see if any comments are coming up and who's here with me. So the way you become aware is to make sure that you have space and time for yourself to listen and get to know yourself. And that can be the hardest step for many of us. We don't think we have time. We don't think we get to take the time to do this stuff. Even as we're leaders and we teach this, we may forget to make the appropriate space to really be able to hear, feel, and know what's being shown to you as a leader for yourself first. There's this point where you move beyond your single sessions, for example, if you're a healer or an oracle or whatever, and you're looking to expand into a greater. My clients already have packages and big clientele, big communities, and there's this leap that happens where you are thinking beyond what's happening out there, and you realize how much the shift of working inside of yourself changes how much money you're making, how the money you're making feels to you and your clients, how long your clients stay with you and choose to continue working with you, how you feel with your family and your loved ones and your relationships and your business and with your children and your parents and everybody. All of this shifts so powerfully when you honor the space that you need to take for yourself, and you allow these cosmic transits to highlight parts of yourself that you've forgotten about. Hey, Dan. And so I'm going to pull some cards around this, because the nature of the invisibility of these reveals, I think, needs to be pointed out. Like, you may be experiencing this and just avoiding or distracting or taking action and not actually pausing to understand what this is highlighting for you. All right, so I'm going to start with the with Amber's deck. It is quiet today. What is going on? Who's here? Okay. Say hi if you're here. So, hidden allegiances within you look like you get to so far in your growth and expansion. You get so far with what you're doing. Hey, Claudia, you get so far with it that and then there's just a certain point you just, no matter how much you invest, hey, Claudia, no matter how much self-work you do, there's like this point that you want to feel more freedom. You definitely feel beyond survival at this point, and you're thriving in a way that you weren't up until now, and you know yourself so much better. But there's a thriving that in a joyful ease that you feel, and you know it's true, but you haven't quite fully experienced it. Hi, Patricia, and welcome. And so, the way that you recognize that this is these hidden allegiances, first of all, it probably is becoming clear in these cosmic transits. Let me know if you're feeling a lot of emotion the last day or so, and you may be feeling a lot of emotion in the coming days as we head into a Mercury retrograde that that shouldn't be as bad as some of the ones we've had, because we've already been going through these eclipses and stuff. But how do you recognize when you're in these hidden allegiances? How do you know? How do you recognize? And I'd love for you to say if you know, if you're watching this and you have begun to recognize your own pattern. For my clients and for me, it can look like what I said, like where you have this loop pattern that you kind of escalate, you elevate and you transcend it, and then you sink back down into the loop pattern, right? So you may have a much higher income month and meet new clients, and your mind kind of can't fathom it, and it settles back down into a comfy pattern of a loop, right? That's where you have allegiances to other people's judgment, or you are afraid to speak your truth, or you won't do the thing, or you won't believe in the thing that you're doing full enough to allow it to complete or move beyond the loop, right? That's where you can know, hey, I've done this so many times and I've really invested so much. Why isn't this shifting for me? And you can bet your bottom dollar that if you're feeling super emotional right now, those are the clues to your pattern that could powerfully shift everything for you. And so don't avoid or run away from what's being shown to you right now. And if you can't see it or you can't move through it, it's too painful, get help with the cosmic weather right now. You feel me on this? Patricia's releasing. So, you want to drink a lot of water and you want to move your body. That's where you are right now, Patricia. Okay, tell me a little bit more. And Claudia says it makes sense. Good. So I want to get into a level of depth about this, because I am working with leaders who have invested thousands of dollars and who have done the work, and they recognize, they speak the language, they help other people. They're really gifted. And so this work that we're doing is about depth. So you may be really drawn to a lot of leaders that impress you with their money and their beauty and their lifestyle and their community, and that's kick-ass. I love the communities I've been in, and I've met amazing people through the different experiences I've had. But one thing I noticed is I wasn't willing to go deep with these leaders because I was embarrassed. I was like, I told them everything that was going on in my life, but there wasn't that level of commitment on either side to go into places that really might be super uncomfortable but yield huge shift results. Okay? And so this cosmic weather is that type of experience right now. This whole year is designed to disrupt and break down anything inside of us that won't work in the new energy. And you're either going to get sucked into being aligned through control, social control, bioorganic control, or you're going to choose your sovereignty and find and decide and create an experience where you're creating your vibrations and frequencies, and you're deciding your daily experience, and you're the creator of your reality. And many of us have already been practicing and becoming this. And so this shift that happened in the world felt natural. Many of us already lived like this. My whole life, I've been more of an in the flow person. Follow my intuition, follow my big vision and purpose. And as I shifted into my awake version of myself that's more in tune and expressed with what I feel inside versus what I learn on the outside, my life gets easier. In some ways it gets harder as you move through the places that you have to let go. Letting go of what you think you are and becoming what you really are. It feels painful because parts of you have to quote unquote die. And really what's dying is that allegiance to what's no longer true. And many of us are living shadow attachments and allegiances and have cords and connections to things that just don't exist anymore. And we wonder why we feel split. We wonder why we feel confused. We wonder why we feel anxious and depressed when we know how to do this work. And it's because we need to get in deeper and get in there and really feel and witness our past life allegiance that is there. I work with clients and I just naturally have this gift of stirring up everything to the root. And people say, oh my goodness, what is this? I've never felt this before. And I'm like, that's you. That's been inside of you your whole life. And that's been creating your expectation of what life means. And now it will change because you have awareness of that in you, what it feels like in your body, what it makes you do when you're afraid, and now you get to change it. And that is the work there too. Not just recognizing, finding it, but changing the pattern for yourself day after day and recalibrating to the new version of you that no longer is in that old place that your body will want to go back to, your mind will want to go. It's comfortable, right? Patricia says, I've been trying and trying. I connected with a lot of powerful, deep coaches. I'm going through a divorce. I'm ready to set myself apart. You know where to find me, Patricia. I've been here all along. And my work is about, you come to me after you've done all that work and you feel scattered and you're like, what the fuck? I've done this work. I've done everything. Why isn't it working? It's about integration and embodiment deeper and deeper into yourself. And that means we're going to have to get intimate. I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that other people haven't asked you or that you haven't let them yourself answer in their safety and connection. You maybe haven't felt safe enough to go in there. So you are grieving because you know you're constantly dealing with loss and rejection. You're not meant to be kept. Well, that might be an experience that you've had in your life, and that might be a story that you know, and that very well could be a past life pattern playing out for you. It doesn't have to be the truth. There is no story in our experience that we have to choose other than the ones we decide are aligned. And the ones that are aligned feel right. They pull you. And it may be that, you know, Patricia, I was watching Quincy Jones' documentary last night, and that man is such a boss. He created so much from his own life force in his download. You know, he's super gifted, but it was a lot of work for him. And I don't know how many times he's been married and how many grandkids he has. So it depends on your work. You know, some of us are really passionate and we want our family and children, and then we're singular in our focus and we take that to through our life. And some of us would rather partner up and couple up and focus in on family life. There's no right or wrong. There's what you're being called to in your life experience and honoring what that is. And that's where you have to find your allegiances to what other people have told you you're supposed to be, and you've told yourself what you're supposed to be, and really look at that. You don't just cut them and delete them and wipe them away. You look at them and see where they are, and you see where they're infiltrated throughout your life, and you feel it in an instant. And then you release it and clear it, and then you feel empty. And in the emptiness, there's a fear. And that's when you really realize, wow, that was taking up a lot of space inside of me and was running a lot of the show. And then you fill up that emptiness now with everyone that you meet in the moment. That space is meant to be open and empty and flowing, not hogged up by everything you've ever known. We have places inside of us that are defined and places inside of us that are meant to be open and co-creating with others. The energy flow is meant to plug in and if you've had a toxic pattern up until now, let that be cleansed and now learn to open up and co-create a different story based on the one you were meant to be and you were born to be. And it doesn't mean that everything you've experienced up until now you weren't meant to born to be and do. It shaped you. And now you have a chance to shape it differently, right? And so if you've been if you're going through a divorce of a toxic relationship and you're like, I don't want to go create this pattern again. We often do. We often go create the pattern again. And so what we need to do is recognize what our pattern is. And my work is all about identifying what your pattern is, getting real familiar with where it lives in your body, mind, and spirit, and learning to modulate and move it through and be your highest connection to yourself and others every day. It's not about a one and done and then stop by, see you. This is an ongoing daily devotional of mastery, self-mastery, and self-connection. Hey, Nicole. So the first cards that I pulled as I was tuning in earlier was rocks and crystals and inspiration. And I've been working with the Healy, which is a personal quantum device that sends little microcurrents. And hi, gorgeous. And so the rocks and crystals are just like the Healy, just like essential oils, just like listening to beautiful music. What currencies and frequencies you choose to have around you all day, every day, and how you speak and be and what you're thinking about and discovering what's hidden inside of you every day is how you embody the shift you desire fully. It just is. So if you find yourself in a looping pattern, and I know if you've invested a lot in strategy and modalities and certifications and whatever it is, and you're like, but how can I invest any more? I've already done that. This is about taking everything that you've done and bringing it into cohesion. And really, it's like you've done all that stuff, but on a surface level. And you haven't actually really implemented it or been with it or let it become a part of who you are. All right, so let's see what else is coming through this reading today. Ooh, look, receive a miracle. Receive a miracle. Rituals and routine, which is what I was just talking about. The new moon card keeps coming up. So we just had that big full moon. So I feel like there's a lot happening once we get to the new moon. I know that is a lot happening in politics and stuff around that time. So your mindset is everything. What you're choosing and expecting for yourself, what you're creating, is so powerful, especially as you're an entrepreneur. The business is you. You're the foundation of your entrepreneurship. So everything you invest in understanding how you work, deeper levels of your own clarity and connection to yourself and others, it makes you more efficient. It makes it easier to be yourself and to do the work that you're doing. It makes it easier to make money. That's where you should be investing, is in your own awareness and flow and connection to what you're doing and being. That's like the fast track to entrepreneurship, is getting clear, getting super clear on who you are, who you serve, why you do it, how you do it, and getting clear in terms of clearing your energy first and then asking those questions. Because if you have all these allegiance and cords to others, you're not going to let yourself answer the truth of what you want, right? You'll be like, well, I guess I could do this. And I have clients say to me, well, I guess that they would pay for that. No. That's not how we work. You are bringing through divine service, and it's coming through you. And the price, the words, everything. And if it doesn't at first, then we work on it. But your own knowing and to your body and your needs and desires is coming from other people that are meant to plug into you at your best. So as you bring yourself into your best and then let your truth of those ideas come through, your people are feeling that energetically in the continuum and finding you and plugging into your best. Not the surface level you that's looping and wondering why you're not getting results. We're not getting results because we haven't truly leaned into the depth of full faith of what you're meant to do and be. Okay? So get to writing after you clear your energy. Thank you, Nicole. And you know, reflect on your journey and figure out where things aren't working for you repeatedly and why, and where you're not willing to go in and shift something or do something that could truly change everything. You're doing a lot of stuff, spending a lot of time and money, and this would be the thing that would shift everything. Your time with yourself, your awareness of yourself, and depth of knowing how you work, why you work, how things work best for you, and then creating. Ideas flood in after you do this work, because now you understand yourself, now you understand what you truly desire, and you're connected to a deeper level of commitment to yourself. So let's pull a question card here of this Sunday morning. I love it. Why am I wealthy? Why am I wealthy? You're wealthy because you allow yourself to tap into the infinite resource that is you. Anything that says you can't do and be what feels so aligned and rich within yourself is a lie. It's a lie, and it's someone else's opinion. Why would you be born with this body and all these tools of beingness only to not use them? Because somebody else is afraid of what you have, from another time, another place. You're protecting yourself. So you get to open up and expand into what you have and truly are. And as you do, that resource complements you as you lean into it, and the words like the support is there. You are so loved is you loving yourself and saying, yes, I'm showing up for my life. I'm showing up for my body. I'm showing up for my spirit, my mind, and my being. So bring it, and bring it as you, is your faith, is your trust, is your repeated decision to speak and live and be what you've decided. So if you've decided fully that you are capable and that you want to know more deeply your purpose from a place of wealth and creating wealth, then come on in, book in. I have a 3-week experience. I'm just dropping and creating a new 5-week experience, a rebel rebirth. I'm still shaping that. And of course, you know, if you're not ready to work one-to-one with me, you can go to valtopia.com and fill out the application, and that gives you an idea of what the level of investment is and everything. I have this incredible bundle. It's a self-guided study. It's only $555, and clients who have done this study have really radically shifted their lives, and then some of them have gone on now to invest in the Healy. They're making money. They are making more money and expressing and living their dreams. If you follow Jen Russman, you know, she had MS, and when she first did the bundle, she said she first felt the weight of her legs for the first time in years. They were restless. She wasn't in her body for years, and because she wasn't in her body and showing up, she was getting sick because her soul was like, bitch, get in your body and do your job. That's the discovery we had in our session last night. And now that she's expressing her energy in her voice, she's booking clients every day, selling Heelys every day. So she went from really like just being this close to fully expressing herself and showing up. She was showing up every day and doing all that, but she wasn't able to fully get in there until we did this work of cutting cords and clearing allegiance and getting in your body, expressing your truth, and getting fully activated into your divine cosmic presence. It's instant. And now she's activating her clients with the same electric energy that comes from whoever activated me. It's like a torch that you pass from one to the one. So your investment level is to get activated, simply to be able to pass that energy. And then I'm a fucking pro. We're going to go through and learn how to use it with ease and delight and bliss and cash infusions. Those are my intentions. And your intentions as you come in to work with me. Not because you just want money. I don't work with people who just want to make money. Because it doesn't work like that for me. I work with people who want to make money as a part of changing the world, because we are creatives and our solutions, we were meant to be alive and use this body and being, no matter what color or who you are. We all have an inner working of energy and connection to each other on a soul level that has nothing to do with our flesh and everything to do with how we curate and modulate our flesh and energy freshly every day to connect to each other. And this is the work. This is the work. The activation ignites something inside of you that connects you to all your people. And then the work that we do is about recalibrating, regenerating into that highest level energy of yourself and understanding how to move the energy through your body freshly every day so that you truly are co-creating rather than living like a half-assed version of yourself that has other people stuck in with you still too. Because when you release attachment to these people, they get disconnected from your field too. And so you're doing the work for others while you're really truly doing it for yourself. And that's what people we must realize. The work we do for ourselves is the work we're doing for the planet. We must grow and nourish ourselves to supreme vitality in order to radiate and expand and express that supreme vitality. And then we see reflected back to us the shift. So that's the truth. Thank you for joining me today. Share this if you love it. Let me know if you're watching the playback. Thank you for all the compliments and the hearts and the love. And if you want to know more about the Healy, private message me. I'm around today with my kids. We can play with it and I can show you. I might go into my group Valtopia and do some readings and Healy readings today later. And sign up for that 1-to-1. There's 1 or 2 spots left. Own your frequency. You're the miracle. Thank you, Nicole, Claudia, everybody. See you later.